Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back. I missed you. I hope you've been well and taking care of yourself. This is our cozy and realistic no-mod series where we play as General of the Minutemen, working to rebuild the Commonwealth one settlement at a time, and we are picking up where we left off at our build here at Murkwater Construction Site. It is a gorgeous, rainy day here, so I hope you settle in and grab a Nuka-Cola and get cozy. It is, I think, 6 a.m.-ish? Yeah, 6:54 a.m. So we will see the sunrise coming up here shortly, and hopefully we're going to have a full day of daylight. I know it's still a little dark here right now just because we're still in that early dawn. Preston cannot get in this building, which is good for us to know. Ooh. It's been a while. It's been a while since I played this game. We're going to get back into it. We need stairs. That's a good reminder that we didn't do stairs. This is sort of the farmer's hut that we're doing here on the edge of this, I don't know what this is, lagoon, puddle, lake thing. We've added a bunch of plants here along the edge so we can have sort of a rice paddy, which I just adore. And we want to build out this little hut as our sort of farmer fisherman style hut. I actually wonder, as I say that, if there are walls that would allow this to be kind of fisherman-y, like if there's anything we can do to sort of look out over this way. Maybe we just don't put a wall on that side of that wall. You know, we usually have those little half wall pieces. Let's build out this structure and then sort of feel out how we want to do this. I hope we're not too close to that tent to make this snap, although this piece always snaps weird. It's trying to snap. It wants to. I can tell. But it really wants to snap that way. It's so odd. Let's move this out of the way, snap to it, and then see if we can bring the whole thing back, maybe? Oh, that group selected everything. That's not what I wanted. Maybe we try just the wall first? Or did we really just build this too close to the tent? I didn't expect that to be a problem. Okay, we can put the shack foundation back in place, so that's a good sign. Maybe let's try just doing the other sides to see if with a roof. Because if we can place a roof here, then we definitely have room to place a wall. Maybe with more snapping points would go here happily. Maybe it's the plant. I would love if it's the plant, honestly, because that's an easier fix than moving the whole tent at this point. Why am I moving so slowly? I hit caps lock. That's why. That's why. Okay. It could be the tent. How easily? Oh, actually, I can move the tent easier than I thought. Oh, what a delight. Okay, that was an easy fix. Just a little scooch and we're good. That's lovely. So we could leave this open so they have access to the water, or we could do our usual little half wall, shack wall here to seal this up. Oh, how'd I click that? There we go. That's nice. And then this could be open. We could leave that open. We could even lean into it with a tiny piece. Like this. Oh, I kind of thought that would snap. Maybe we got to do a little roundabout to get a piece to snap there. Like this. I want the planks to align. We have like a holy wall. Oh, we could do... Hold on. We could do both. We could do this little corner thing. We've never really had a use for this little corner thing, but here could be a good place for it. I know we're putting a lot more space in this than I originally intended. We could lose this. We could bring this all in by a space, so we're not doing like a ginormous little hut, because I do think this is going to stay a small structure, both because of the build limit, but also because we want to do other things in this settlement. We don't want to spend it all on our little farmer hut here. Besides, this is pretty cute. Yeah, look at that. That's lovely. Oh, I really like that. And this is neat. We still get an overlook. We could even do another, what's this, bridge? Kind of out this way. are getting some of that early sunrise. Oh, I love this location. I love that it rains here. I realized from comments though, because I got comments saying that some of you just changed the weather to rain or to clear. I forgot that we could do that with console commands. So maybe I'll just make it rain everywhere we go, just because it's so relaxing. At least I find it relaxing. I really enjoy the rain when I don't have to be outside. Let's wall off this side, because I feel like this is more the edge of the settlement that we want to keep closed. And actually, as I say that, do we want to add something that feels like defense over here? Because this is kind of a natural edge. This could be a good place to do like a bridge, and then have that bridge hold some of our defense. Yeah, just like a turret up here. I wish, if I wasn't worried about defense, I would love if this was like a windmill up here. Like if we had a windmill to sort of power things, and maybe they have wind power. But I know we need defense. But I guess we don't really need to do the defense here. We don't have any people living here yet, you know? So what am I looking for in generator? Oh, this doesn't sink. We could make it sink. We could easily pillar glitch this. I just need to place it far enough out that we can group select with a pillar in a way that doesn't select the whole house. So let me just place it out here. And we'll come into the warehouse and we'll grab a big pillar. Let's just see how this feels. Sometimes something really feels right or really doesn't. And having just a turret up there didn't feel right, because this isn't our guard. This is our farmer. Like that. I mean, that's gorgeous. And then that gives us a really lovely little connector access. If we just pop this... Oh, why doesn't it want to go there? If we just pop this there... I jumped instead of attaching a wire. This should be a really easy... Ooh, I'm saying easy. Yeah, there we go. I think this would maybe play better if it was farther back. Yeah, just... it's having trouble on this shack wall. That's okay though. We will find a place that it will play nicely. There we go. That looks a little less stretched out. That's nice. Oh, that's really nice. Because then they have this little bridge. They have a tent. They have some power up here, so they're a little more off-grid from the main house, which is just delightful. They probably do want a door. This could even house 2 people. I'm not saying it has to, but it could. I'm trying to think what door feels the most raidery. Could be this one. I don't hate that it's metal. That's kind of a cool texture. Don't like that it opens inwards though. Is there a way to do this door that opens outwards? Or a similar metal one? Would this one open outwards, or is this going to go in? How does it overlap with each other but they both go in? Will you go out? I think we got to get rid of some of the existing doors. Do you open in or out? I'm assuming in. Yeah, okay. A lot of these doors like to open inwards. Let's get rid of you. I hear wet footsteps. Does that mean Preston is in the water? How about this one? It feels kind of intimidating. There we go. And it opens outwards. Oh, that's nice. Oh, and I like how the red ties into the red of this little spaceship fabric. That's lovely. And what can we do with this little outcropping? Because I love it. We'd never, well, I don't want to say never. Never say never, you know? In my recent memory, we have not used a little outcropping like this. Option 1, the basic option, very plain and safe here, is just to cover this up. Oh, but these don't snap to this. That's interesting. Okay, so option 1 would be pillar glitching in some kind of wall. Option 2 would be replacing this with a covered corner, so we don't have to worry about glitching in any sort of wall. Option 3 would be really leaning into this and extending it so that there's a little porch out here, which I think would be really neat. It doesn't look like these are going to snap on their own, though. So let's see if scaffolding can help us out with that, because sometimes these little scaffolding bits can snap 2 pieces. And that would be cool to make it look more like a dock. Let's store this for a second, because I think the corner will snap. Oh, maybe not. I really gotta challenge my own assumptions more here. Let's move this out of the way. Didn't move it far enough out of the way. Why don't you want to snap there? You love snapping here. Oh, because this is scaffolding floor, not shack floor. I'm getting back in the swing of things. There we go. There we go. Alright, now can this snap to this? Or it can't? I forget how we usually snap in one of these. Can I use a scaffolding floor? I know we've done this before. I know it's possible. I just forget the order of operations here. Now this is a scaffolding floor, so will this snap into the scaffolding floor? I heard a snap, but what was it? There we go! Yes, okay. And now that that's there, can we go on the left here? Wow, they want to overlap. It's weird. Usually we fight to make things overlap. Today, everything seems to want to overlap anyway. Let's do one more on this side, if we can. This thing might be in our way now. Oop, I'm gonna fall into the water. Oop, let's come back. There we go. Okay. So now, let's try just piecing things together, because we have the scaffolding in the corner where we want it. Let's see if we can put that wall corner back. And this is all new. This is just exploration. But that's how we get new ideas, is we explore, and we let things be weird and fail sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, now, can you fit back here in the corner? Might not. Maybe it doesn't want to. Maybe it doesn't play well with these scaffolding bits. Huh. Let's try storing these two. We still have the one in the corner. I don't think it wants to go back. Unless this is another order of operations we gotta navigate around. But I don't think so. I think this should go here. I think it's the scaffolding that's preventing it. That's fascinating. I didn't expect it to. I thought this piece would just slot in there. And we do need this as the roof if we're gonna do a corner like that at all. Right? Well, I guess a roof isn't a requirement. We could just make that a scaffolding. This is really interesting. Okay. More options. I'm just gonna keep spouting out options. We could make this 4 square bit the porch that sort of extends, and then we could do a different roof that just sort of presses up against here. What can we do with these scaffolding pieces? Like this whole square. Or this one, I guess would be simpler. Oh, we can go up. You know what I mean? Why did it snap? What was it snapping to when it just did that green sound? thinking about it. It knows what I want it to do. Let's move this. Because this might be a it doesn't snap or we just get it really close situation. I'm surprised that's green there. Uh-oh. Eager Tours is under attack. We left them with defense, right? I think so. Maybe I placed this too close to do the floor. That seems really high compared to the other floor. So let's just try like that. We're eyeballing because I don't think this is going to snap. That's not bad. We could probably get it a little closer, but I can walk comfortably. So that's not bad. What do we think? I don't think we need a porch this big. I think we could do a two-piece, 2 square instead of 4 square. We need words for the size of these squares. Like this. But we're gonna, I think we can try and snap that in. We're not gonna do the corner piece. Like if I snap like this, and then like this, and then get rid of this. And then I actually probably shouldn't snap that piece yet because we want to try and get scaffolding in here. Here is scaffolding. Where am I going? Structures, scaffolding. This, yeah, the long 2-piece. Now, will you go under this place that we've so lovingly placed for you? We might have to do some other pieces first just to encourage it. Sometimes that helps us find an entry point and then everything snaps together after that. Like it's okay going there, which is not where we want it to be. But now can I do it this way? No, you were great. You were there, and I didn't do it. Come on, I know you can. Not quite. Can we do this square in that place? No? Maybe? Where do you want to go? And why don't you want to go where I want you to go? Okay, that'll go there. That doesn't help us. I want you to go right out there. Okay, what if I do... We're getting intermittent green here. So I really do feel like it's possible, which is unfortunate because it means I'm going to keep playing with this until we can get it. This probably isn't the most efficient way of building out scaffolding. Do you need to move? Let's try... How? Do these pieces just not want to snap to the foundation? Because the shack floor, that will snap to the scaffolding floor. That looked green. We're so close. That's not where I want it, though. Okay. And I block off. Maybe it doesn't like this square. Why are you doing this? Now I want this. I'm not going to let this beat me. We are going to have the loveliest little overhang porch. Okay. So you can go there and you can go there. So what's... What is the issue, my friend? You see what I mean? It goes in both places. So does that mean we could do this with 2 one pieces instead, maybe? I want this 2 square piece to not go on top of this. Yeah, you go there for now. You. Oh my gosh, you're so close. This feels like I'm being gaslit by Bethesda a little bit. We know the smaller pieces can go here, so let's do it with those. That's fine. There we go. Okay. I will take it. It doesn't need to be the 2 square piece. It can be those 2 1 square pieces. You go back. Okay. Yes. Oh, we're getting there. You come back here. Oh, wonderful. Oh, this is snapping together too. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Because now, this is what I was hoping we could do, is a little shack railing like this. And then this becomes like a little fishing overhang spot. I think that's delightful. Do we want stairs that go down into the water? Or does that not make sense? I feel like there might be some bog interaction here, but I guess you wouldn't walk down. Not if we don't have a boat. Do we have a boat? We could use a bathtub as a boat if we pillar sink it slightly. This could be a boat. This is silly. We're gonna grab a little pillar. And we're gonna sink the bathtub ever so slightly so it's floating in there. It is full of water. I see that. Ooh. I don't want to move everything. I guess it's gonna have the water in it no matter what. But it does look kind of boat-like, right? What else looks boat-like? Is there anything else that would read more like a kayak? Because I know we have that wooden thing from World. None of these things look like boats. I don't really want to try and do the whole build a boat like we did at Egret Tours. Let's stay in furniture. We just looked in furniture miscellaneous. Are there any decorations? Crib? That does not read like a boat. At least to me, it doesn't read like a boat. Trash bin boat? Probably not. Cauldron? I know we have a cauldron. No. One of you, I think it was, had a wonderful idea that we could lean into a lot of these Halloween decorations for a Halloween raider hut, and I want to do that next once we finish this fisherman's hut. I think that's delightful. Vault? No. Probably not stores or cages. Let's try the Nuka World. Ooh. This could be really cool. Not here, not as a boat, but just in general, we could be using some of these decorations because they do read very raidery to me. Because, you know, Nuka World. This was what I was thinking. Does this read any more like a boat? No. And it's going to attract ramen into the water. Okay, so I do think then the bathtub is our best boat option. Unless a bumper car. Could we buy a bumper car has been repurposed into a boat? Hold the phone. I could buy that a bumper car had been repurposed into a boat. It looks like the tire bit, that's the bumper, could be buoyant. Oh my goodness, that's what we're doing. That is amazing. That's exactly what we're doing. Should we evaluate all these ball track options? I mean, I know we didn't, not really, but this kind of looks like a slip and slide, sort of water slide coming down to the boat. That's fun. Oh, that does click onto the floor there. That's really interesting. We could be using some of these totems, blood baggy things. That's kind of neat, huh? We could absolutely use a bus. That's so cool. Let's come back to the bus. We are working. I am focused. Not as focused as I usually am, really. Let's put down the stairs. And then let's work on the inside here. This is wonderful. Scooch. Oop, I don't want to be outside the workable area. There we go. This way, I really think this could be like a little, you putter around here and then you can deal with the plants that are in the water without having to, you know, put on waders. That's wonderful. There's our little boat. Okay, so this is the outdoor area, indoor area. This is, I love this. Okay, how do we want to do a bed? Because we've made the structure so open now. We could, I think it would still snap on if we did a half wall. Here, would this snap? Yeah, okay, that snaps. And that's actually really nice because then this area can be the bed, which also helps us cover up some of that brush. We can do, this guy can live alone. So we can do a full-size bed here. It's really nice, it's pretty luxurious actually. Just a wonderful little bed with your private dock and your plants to take care of. I mean, this guy's got it made. Since we are doing power, okay, we can do just a light bulb. That lights up the space really well. That's awesome. It is kind of bare bones though, and we have options. So I want to explore an outside light like this. That's pretty cool. And then if there's anything in here that feels warmer, slightly. This is marked as Raider, isn't it? We could do a fluorescent light. We could do just like a warm lamp over the bed. Subway light, track light, more track lights. What about these colored string lights? That could be cute. We could get them on the ceiling. Oh, I forgot the collision mesh of these is kind of weird. I guess they just want to be on the wall. Well, let's try the multicolored ones. I would love if they could be on the ceiling. That would seal it for me. But if they can't, how do they look? I'm torn on that. I don't think that works for me. Maybe like this? Or this? A little mushroom guy? A little chandelier? Are these little pumpkins? They are little pumpkins! Why haven't we used these? Ah! Look at how cute they are! Oh, come on! I don't think they fit here, but come on. That's adorable. What is this? I've never seen this. I didn't realize we got more lights from New World. I love this. Oh, we could use this. This same thing. These are just street lights that say, that's really cool. And we got all these fluorescent ones, and you know already I don't love the fluorescent ones. don't think we have the right ceiling for this. What about this guy? Classic, warm, maybe too warm, a little too clean. That one seems too dark. I just wanted to try some of the more interesting options. We do have so many options in here. There's no shortage of what we can explore. So we could do just a little table light. Nothing wrong with that. That actually lights up the space super well. This could be a good place for a dresser or cabinet. I actually really like the feel of this one, but then I guess the lamp couldn't go on this. It could go on this if we do this low cabinet. What about the long low cabinet? This guy. Just grab this out of the way. Now let's see if we can't nestle this cabinet right up on this corner. And then table lamp goes right here. Well, that's nice. Yeah. It's the same height as the bed though, so that does make me hesitate a little. We could make it a desk, we could make it a dresser, we could make it like the credenza thing that I really like, although I think that's in tables, not containers. This thing. I like this. I feel like for some reason this raider would have gotten things a little homier out here. I think because they're a little more established, they're not staying in the main bunkhouse. So maybe they've had a little more time to collect some stuff. A lot of it would probably be Nuka World stuff if they've got the Nuka World bumper car here. So maybe I want more of a Nuka World sign here than a proper painting. We have poster options. We have sign options. This could just be like a Nuka floats thing. If we could get it on top of this wall. Oh, this wall's gonna drive me nuts. Can we replace this wall? It's not too late. We're gonna have to do the conduit again because that's what was clamped to it. But I would just love to be able to decorate this properly. Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be a perfect wall. I'm fine with using a little shack wall. Let's come back to power. And let's grab that conduit again. That's what was snapped there that got disconnected. Connect. Oh, did I put this in a weird spot? I think I did. Oh, no, that works. Okay, there we go. Now if I just move you, yep, you'll get the power back. And that gives us a lovely flat surface to do this Nuka-Cola float sign. I think that's what we want, a Nuka floats, but there are other signs in here, so let me just check. Because this could be, oh, I thought that was going to be a flat sign. It's not. I guess none of those are signs. Are there not signs? Oop. Like this. That's really nice. Big, bold, it's kind of fun. I really like this Nuka Floats sign, so let's keep this as a backup, because the other one, it might be too big. And also does not want to go here. Why are you sideways? Let's just place it. How does that feel? Because I think it feels crazy. A little too big. Oh, I love it though. But yeah, that's too big. I keep storing these things. I should be scrapping them. Do we like these? If you spit from this ride, you may be removed from the park. Oh. These ones won't go on the wall. But these other ones did. Do we like any of these? Because this is cool. It doesn't have to mean anything or be anything besides it's something that the person living here thought was neat. I think I like this one. It's not explicitly from the Nuka World set, but it's Nuka World. And I like that. Do we have Nuka World decorations in here? I just want to add some more junk. I want this to feel a little more junky. We have all these wonderful signs. We have these cutouts, and I do love these cutouts. They're really fun. They add some great texture. We could add like a basketball here. That bumps up the Nuka World reference a little. I like that. You could do a throne. It doesn't really read as anything to me though. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good enough here. We could make this a whole gallery wall. Oh, I love that. I love this. Let's do, yeah, a blood bug on this side, just because that gets us some nice vertical. What's the smallest painting we have? These are all too big. Yeah, those are all going to be too big. Do we have like a small sign? I'm going to change my mind on the blood bug. Let's scrap the blood bug. And then let's do hanging buoy for the vertical space on this side. And then let's do one of the smaller mounted creatures, like a blowfly. This. And then let's do one of the smaller signs, because I know there are smaller sign options somewhere down here. Ooh, maybe this is where we do one of the Nuka World ride signs. That didn't seem big enough to do as like a solo one. Am I in the right place? No. Where are the... I gotta learn this menu better because I want to be using these things. The slightly vertical. Yes. That's it. There's my gallery wall. That's beautiful. That's so good. Oh, I love this. What a wonderful assortment of textures. I love that. And this also kind of calls out to me for some kind of rug. Maybe this rocket ship one, because then we have the motif of the rockets here, and it also kind of does the Nuka World thing. It seems a little big, though. That's my hesitation. We could do it this way. I want to like this. I want to like this so much because it does have the rocket ships and everything. But it just kind of feels like a wet blanket on the floor because we're right on the water. So maybe we settle for just a welcome mat. Yeah. I guess welcome is this way. This is right side up. Yeah, we'll do a little welcome mat like that. And then I think here in this corner would be a good spot for like a breakfast nook. Yeah, we can do a little kitchen table here. Let me turn on my display light. We got all that daylight and then we lost it. Chair. This could be just these little These little guys. Two chairs. Nothing in miscellaneous is speaking to me. Oh, that gallery wall like makes me smile. Any other lights? Maybe here, just because it's a good beacon for his little boat to come back to. I mean, come on. That's gorgeous. I want something else there. Maybe junk. Maybe like a vase. I could do an ashtray. I don't usually promote smoking, but we could here. Do we have like a cigarette? Oh, let's do a board game. I feel like that would be part of the gallery wall of stuff. We could do a bowl. We could do a cigar box. Let's do a coffee cup. I don't want to put too much junk on the tables because sometimes the junk loads in a second after and it gets really weird. That should be enough. Board game. Let's add to our collection of cool things. There we go. That's wonderful. And then I like the idea that this guy's got a cigar box, an ashtray, especially because this is such a standalone little house out here that I think it's nice that he's got like a board game and cigar box so he can invite, you know, the other people who are staying in this house to come across, this isn't quite a river, but to come across the lake, water, puddle, sit here, have a smoke. This is really nice. Oh, I love that. This is gorgeous. And I know we did the windmill instead of doing any defense, so we do need to think about defense. Oh, that's so good. I'm just appreciating that. That's so cute. Ah! What a lovely little house across the river. We've got that. We've got Frank Scary here with his metal shop. Oh, I love this. I did mean, you know what I realized last time? When I spelled this out, I wanted to misspell metal in a way that meant something else. Metal does mean something else when spelled like this, but I spelled it wrong because I just don't know how to spell the word metal. It needs 2 T's. Let's grab a second T. And let's purposely place it like a little higher up because this was an afterthought after he learned how to spell the word. So it's metal, like a pun on metal because it sounds like metal, but it means something else. And it's actually a really good name for an armor emporium. Yeah, Frank's got everything he could need here, so that's gorgeous. I know it's dark again now. Do we have time? We have enough time to at least set up that we want to do something else. So, okay, what do we have? What do we need? We have an armor shop, which serves as metalworking shop so they can, you know, hone some skills, make some money, set up better trading and a little economy here, which is really important for them coming out of, you know, Raider Society mindset into Minuteman ally mindset. We have now farming, so they have a food supply. We have housing. Does this need lighting? I know we still have the remains of the mutts in there, but let's do another fire barrel here. Well, I guess this could be campfire. I think fire barrel. We'll do a little fire barrel here because we also have these chairs that we've set up. I just love the way that we've restored this. It's so lovely. Okay, housing, shop, food. We do need defense. We absolutely need defense. And medical care would be nice. I was thinking, because we have this raider cage that I don't want to necessarily set up, but I do think is nice. What if this is the base of like a 2-story medical care spot? How much room do we have in this settlement? Not much, I know. But that's big enough. And then you come over here and that's the bridge. Just because this says free chems on it, I really like the idea that this could be part of a medic's place. Do you know what I mean? If we did a foundation over it, and then we did stairs upstairs, and then the second level of it, like we do it like it's 2-level. Like the base level is the raider cage, and then the second level is like where the doctor lives and treats people. Just trying to use this for height because I would like a staircase to be able to go up over it like this. So I guess I don't actually need that at all. Oop, I don't want to store it in the workshop. I want to turn on my Pip-Boy because I know it's dark and we want to see how close to the ground we are. This could stand to be a little more in the ground. Can we pillar glitch this? We're about to find out. I don't want metal. Let's grab warehouse. Pillar. Just a little. I also like the idea that the doctor runs this cage as a way to attract raiders who might be in need of care. Like if, you know, if somebody's really walking into a trap because it says Jet and Psycho and Chems on it, I think it's probably fair to assume that they could use some Addictol or, you know, anything. Does this not pillar sync? It doesn't look like it is. Oh, there we go. How's that? It's still open in the back here. What do we think? Is that too sunken? Because we could bring it kind of farther up like this. That's nice. That's nice. That still leaves most of it open. Yeah, I like that. And then let's do, I liked how we set ourselves up last time with that farmer shack. Like we kind of just put the base and then that gave us a great place to start. So I like this as this will be a great place for us to start. We don't have to flesh it all out now. What am I looking for? And do we want to sleep until morning to do this? I want this to be angled a little differently. But that's going to insist on snapping to it. So let's move this. Does that feel like a right angle? Ooh, now it's going to the front, which isn't quite what I wanted either. Let's do a little farther back and farther up. How's that? That feels pretty good. It could be a little farther forward if we really wanted to be like centered. Just a tiny bit. We're experimenting here. I mean, that feels great. I don't know if that's actually how we want to do the floor, because remember, the door piece, the door is always like centered for some reason, which is kind of annoying. Do we want to sleep to keep doing this? To just pop a bed down, sleep for a few hours here. Try and get a little bit of daylight back just to do some supports. Oh, Acre Tours suffered damage. I did forget that that popped up. My bad. What I want is to use the pieces from the ball track set. Where is that? It's not in Furniture Miscellaneous. It's something else. There we go. It's not the actual pieces. It's this. This works so well as like foundation when we don't have foundation. Because if we pop that on there, that looks really good. Maybe another one on this side, or are we too close? Just out here. This will work. This will work for me. Absolutely. Yeah, that's great. So that's the foundation of the little house. Okay, so like I said, the issue with the shack pieces is that the door is always centered like that. And I don't love that. We could use... Oh, Sanctuary Hills is under attack. All these raiders need to just move here to Murkwater. We could use the shack floor to sort of extend and then do shack stairs out this way. We could do stairs with scaffolding pieces, I think. How tall is this? I mean, we could just do like stairs like this. That's not bad. We could do kind of like point this way and then point the other way stairs. I always love doing that. These stairs are tall and have a little railing, so that could be nice. It's the door that I'm most concerned about. This could be just a boxcar. I don't like that as much. To be honest, I like the idea of a wooden shack on top because we have these supports. And it makes sense to me that this would be a doctor's place, at least as close to a doctor as you would get in a raider settlement that later reformed. Okay, so that's what it looks like with scaffolding. What does it look like with barn pieces? I don't hate the barn wall because then it keeps it a little flatter. The shack wall kind of pops off the front, but this would be a nice... flatter face. I was waiting for a better word to come to mind, but one did not. This could be, you know, just kind of a little shack like that. It's kind of cool. Not bad. So shack is the first option. This is the second. We'll keep that in mind. We're visualizing it. We're picturing. What about a little metal shack? I know we don't do metal shacks often. This could be a really cool place for one. How do we do this with the circular pieces? This could be a weird little metal globe up there. Ooh. Ooh, you guys. What does that look like? Because I was just assuming we needed to start with a shack piece, but there is no rule that we have to start with a shack floor or even a flat floor. You guys. I don't know how this connects, though. I don't know how this connects. Okay, hold on. Because it seems like it wants it to be a full circle if we're going to go full circle. Because otherwise... How do we do the edge here? We don't have to make it a circle. can we use the other part of this is what I'm wondering. You know, like, can this happen at all? Or if it's a circle, it needs to be a full circle. Like, what is this piece? We've never really explored this. These kind of have half pieces. Hold on. I'm gonna regret moving this, but... problem with this corner is that then we're gonna add a bar in the middle of the space. Oh, but this would be so cool. This would be so cool. I know this isn't snapping. This is just gonna be our temporary. Here's how we get up there. I guess that's not too in the middle of the space. Change my mind on all of this. This is just to give us a place to start next time. I'm dying to see what this looks like. I wish it didn't have the bar in the middle. And these don't want to go flat, it looks like. But we could do it with a corner. But the corner also has the bar. No matter what, we're gonna get locked by a bar. Let me just snap on these cornery bits, because this could be cool, and we just work around the bars. I just want to see what this looks like. That could be really cool. We could fit a bed back here. We could absolutely make this work as a medical thing. That looks bad. Just these bits. We don't have to use these bits. This one's a little cleaner. Those don't line up. Why is that? Those do. We could make it circles again. Right? If we did more corners. What am I thinking? It could just be that. It could just be this weird spaceship looking metal thing on top of the chem trap to be a chem lab. We need to come back to this. There's more that we need to explore here, but I think this is a good place to stop for now. Thank you so much for joining me today, the General of the Minutemen, as we work together to make the Commonwealth safer, one settlement at a time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. And if you didn't, give me a thumbs down and let me know what I could have done better. Thank you so much for joining me today. You guys are the best. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I got word of a settlement that needs our help. I'll mark the location on your map.